Hello again, friends, and welcome into another edition of Wrestling with Rusty right on YouTube for May 31st, 2026. Yesterday, I did a video on Ted Turner and his impact on pro wrestling. Ted Turner died on May 6th, 2026, but I was unable to do videos because of sickness and caregiver problems and wheelchair problems that I had in my personal life. But so I'm catching up on late news. So go back and watch part one of Ted Turner's impact on pro wrestling. It doesn't say part one, but it's the only one up there. This video that I'm about to upload will say part two on it. I left out two things, two very important things. Back when Vince McMahon originally bought the Georgia World Championship Wrestling 605 time slot in 1984, Ted Turner put Bill Watts Mid South Wrestling on to compete with Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon promised Ted Turner that he would do a studio show just like Georgia Championship Wrestling. But Vince McMahon lied and didn't do that. So that's why Ted Turner put Bill Watts on under the Mid South Wrestling banner on Sunday afternoons. And then the other thing I forgot was Ted Turner also gave Ole Anderson um, Championship Wrestling from Georgia, which was different than Georgia Championship Wrestling. A Saturday morning 9 a.m. time slot on the East Coast to compete with Vince McMahon once Vince McMahon and Black Saturday, meaning that Vince McMahon had bought the Georgia time slot from approximately 1984 to 1985 until Jim Crockett took it over in 85 and used that to make his company Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling / Jim Crockett Promotions a national company instead of the regional company that I grew up under. And when Jim Crockett took over the 605 time slot and made a national company, he also took over the Ole Anderson time slot of 9 a.m. Eastern time on a Saturday and Bill Watts's time slot on Sunday, which created animus between Bill Watts and Ted Turner, obviously. But for this video, the what I'm trying to say is that's other evidence. That's why I'm making a part two instead of leaving part one, because I left out two important things there that I just told you about Ole Anderson's time slot and Bill Watts's time slot, which shows you Ted Turner's commitment to pro wrestling. Not only was Ted Turner cable before cable was cool, but Ted Turner was pro wrestling on a national scale before pro wrestling on a national scale was cool. So that's what I mean when I said in the first video that I did on this subject. Vince McMahon was more successful and longer success, but Vince McMahon was not the first to create pro wrestling on a national scale. Ted Turner was. That's going to do it for me. Rusty, I'm out of here. We'll see you next time for another edition of Wrestling with Rusty right on YouTube. And until we meet again, my friends, as the voice of AEW's Ring of Honor, Ian Riccaboni would say, happy wrestling, everybody. Thank you for watching. Bye.